Keith Lee lost the WWE NXT Championship. In that way. First of all, everybody, name's Jalise. Welcome out, everybody, to my WWE NXT Takeover 30 review. Let's start off with the first match. The first match was Legato del Fantasma versus Only Lorcan Danny Burch versus Breezango. This was a 7-minute match that could have gone on for 13 minutes. I know these teams could do better. I know this could have been a better result. Breezango, why is Breezango fighting against Imperium? We all know they're not going to win. No way in heck Breezango's going to win over Imperium, the guys who beat them not so long ago. To me, this was the wrong choice. The wrong match to put on a takeover, especially even if it's on a pre-show, not worthy of a takeover. This is an NXT main event. If you could give them 15, 16 minutes, that would be great. 7 minutes for a pre-show? No, thank you. Goodbye. Next match. Timothy Thatcher versus Finn Balor. The reason why this match took place is because Timothy Thatcher ruined Finn Balor's chance to be part of the North American Championship match. And this match was how you expect. Timothy Thatcher is basically controlling, and I got a neighbor who's just having fun out there. Now, Timothy Thatcher, basically, what you expect for his matches, he grounds and pounds Finn Balor. There's a lot of him just grappling and wrestling with Finn Balor. And then it ultimately leads to a submission, to many submissions and all this stuff. And Finn Balor eventually comes back, fights, and beats Timothy Thatcher. It was a pretty good match. I love the wrestling Timothy Thatcher. I love his expressions. I love when he sees a weakness, how he just acts like a little freaking rat, just can't wait to gnaw on you and to just ready to pounce on you in the moment he sees weakness. After Finn Balor missed the coup de grace, Timothy Thatcher had this face like an ultimate predator, just waiting. And ultimately what happens is Finn Balor gets a coup de grace and his 1916 DDT, and then you had a pretty good standard match. Finn Balor gets his revenge, a good TV match. Lasted around 14 minutes and all that stuff. So to me, the Finn Balor versus Timothy Thatcher match, good time. Shouldn't start off the show though for NXT Takeover at 30 and all. So this was a middle of the match, bathroom break match. But to me, good match, a B. By the way, the Fandango with Tag Team 1 and all that stuff, I would give it a C. It was just over there. The next match was the 5-way man ladder match. This was a very scary match. This was the best match of the night. And if anything, after that god-awful main event we had with Keith Lee and Killian Cross, I'd rather have the 5-man ladder match for the North American Championship. I'm happy Damian Priest won a championship. Let's take a look into what some things happened. Cameron Grimes I thought was going to win this match for a second, because this guy was funny as hell. This guy got stuck in the middle of the, the two ladders. They were splitting his legs like a split. Oh, God, terrible. And I will give the MVP of this match to Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed did a fantastic job in his match. I thought anyone could have won it, and there were so many great spots. Johnny Gargano's wife came out. Candice LeRae came out. She beat the shit out of Cameron Grimes, slapped at him, and then afterwards she, with the help of Johnny Gargano, performs a hurricane, and it lands on top. Cameron Grimes lands on top of all 4 of the superstars, and then Johnny Gargano looks like he's going to win, and Bronson Reed comes around, and then Bronson Reed knocks Johnny down off the ladder, gonna jump on him, then his wife, Candice LeRae, gets on him and starts to rake it gets on his back, and with Candice LeRae on his back, Bronson Reed jumped from the top of the ladder onto Johnny Gargano. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. I love what they were doing with Johnny Gargano right there. I know I blocked the picture right there, but still. My God, I really enjoyed this match. So many great spots. Again, Damian Priest won. I'm so happy about. Damian Priest performed like a Shelton Benjamin from WrestleMania 22, I believe, in Chicago, where, the ladder stood up, leaned against the ropes, and Shelton Benjamin just runs on the ladder and jumps off, does like a senton, or swanton bomb and all this stuff. And that's what basically Damian Priest did. I felt bad for Cameron Grimes in this. Johnny Gargano missed a rollover power bomb and misses the ladder, and Cameron Grimes, my God. If anybody who's not injured in this match, everybody took some bumps. Everybody looks like they gone through hell. They're going to have to go see the doctor afterwards. I would not be surprised if some of the guys got concussions. Some of the spots were really bad. and not bad like a violent bad. I mean, some botches in this match, and you never want to see that during a ladder match. But my God, there were so many brutal stuff. There was this nice little move with a suplex German power bomb off the top rope, which was just insane. I loved every single second of it. Johnny, like, the Velveteen Dream got Johnny Gargano and the Fiend Valley Driver on Damian Priest on the ladder off the apron was insane. The fact is, Bronson Reed pushed Velveteen Dream and he flew over the barricade, over the, the plexiglass and all that stuff, and onto another table on the outside. He was gone for the rest of the match for that one. I don't think nobody wanted Velveteen Dream to win, even though he's great in the ring. We all know the controversy around him. But there were so many great moments. Cameron Grimes did a great job. Johnny Gargano was stealing the show. But Bronson Reed was the MVP to me of this one. I actually would have gave the title to Bronson Reed, but I'm happy Damian Priest finally won the NXT North American Championship. So this, to me, great match. I think this should have been in the main event of the show. I would have had Keith Lee, Killer Kross as the first match, and then the last match would have been for the North American Championship. Next match was Pat McAfee versus Adam Cole. A lot of people were scared that this was going to be the main event of the entire NXT, which no one wanted. But this has to be the best celebrity versus wrestler match I've seen in a long time. I mean, Pat McAfee really did a lot of good selling from Adam Cole. Adam Cole, at the beginning, Pat McAfee was acting like a dick. He was calling in timeouts and also drinking the water and all that stuff, mocking Adam Cole, hiding behind the goons. And when Undisputed Era came out, they took a front. All the Pat McAfee's goons. Pat McAfee goes, circles around the ring, jumps off the top rope, does a swanton, gets control of the match, does a couple headlocks, chin locks, does a pump handle, like a pump handle, or what was it called? Press body slams, like, he just exercised, lifting him up and doing a body slam. During this one point where Adam Cole's just taking over the match and all this stuff, and Pat McAfee just calls him like you're like a punk and all that stuff. Adam Cole loses his temper, referee separates him, and while the referee's back is turned, Pat McAfee gives him a low blow and does the kick, his little punk kick. I thought it was gonna be the win. Thankfully not, and Adam Cole not retains anything, but he gets the victory over Pat McAfee with a beautiful Panama Sunrise, which Pat McAfee I give credit for. So to me, Pat McAfee was not as bad in the ring as I thought. If anything, he could go in the ring, in my opinion. He did a pretty dang good job, and I think he sold beautifully for. I think he sold it. Again, it's a celebrity, and I didn't think he was actually going to do a good job. He did a good job. I'd rather take him over Rob Gronkowski any freaking day over Cain Velasquez. This was a very, very entertaining match. This was a very good match. A B+. Next match up was Io Shirai versus Dakota Kai. This was Io Shirai's best women's title defense. I mean, besides the beginning where she botched her own flip, which is something you should never do, hurt her head and all that. Dakota Kai gets the upper hand because she runs behind Raquel Gonzalez and all that stuff. Like, Io Shirai misses like a 619 and then two bicycle kicks in a row that Dakota Kai gives to Io Shirai. She takes control of the match, keeps on working on Dakota Kai's shoulder, gets her in a nice arm bar. Then Io Shirai comes back, does some a flapjack, a 619, then her top rope springboard, a drop kick, and all that stuff. Io was doing a fantastic job. Dakota Kai was doing a fantastic job. Io does their double foot stomp on a hanging Dakota Kai off the top rope. Very close call. Io Shirai, again, nearly tapped out from an armbar, but overall, this match was pretty entertaining, pretty fun. And then I would say also, Dakota Kai knocks out the referee by accident with a kick to the corner and all that stuff. And because of that, Io takes advantage and does a moonsault. Raquel Gonzalez comes in, gives her a choke slam or something, and gets the ref to go for the cover. Io kicks out, and then Io just gets Dakota Kai out there. She does a moonsault to both Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai, knocks them both out, puts Dakota Kai back into the ring, and then Io Shirai does her flying moonsault, and she gets the pin and the victory. I think this was her best match of Yoshida. Like, did her a lot better against Dakota Kai versus Tegan Nox. This was a very well done match, and I'm really happy Yoshida won. And I give this match a B plus. This was a very good match. Now the Keith Lee and Karrion Kross or Killer Kross match. This was very, very disappointing. At first, it was physicality. Like Keith Lee was just dominating against Karrion Kross, but these two do not have good chemistry with each other. This is no 5-star classic. I would say this. I say this was the worst match of the night. Maybe not worse than a tag team match, but a tag team match was only 7 minutes. This entire match was very slow paced, which I understand. 22 minutes, but how it ended is that, again, of all the stuff we've seen Keith Lee kick out of in his past matches with Dominik Dijakovic, against Cameron Grimes, against all these other superstars, and against Adam Cole, him losing to a suplex off the top rope was stupid. That was atrocious. This should have never happened. I do not agree with it. I could not understand why they made that decision for that. Keith Lee loses clean in his first NXT Championship match. Now, I expected Keith Lee to lose his first NXT Championship and his first reign, but not like that. That was an atrocious storytelling right there. It should not have happened that way. If Karrion Kross should have won, okay, fine. Cross jacket, Keith Lee doesn't tap out, he just gets knocked out. I would expect something more like that, or like Karrion Kross did like a low blow and all that stuff. Gets so frustrated and all that stuff. I really was enjoying the match at the beginning, where Karrion Kross was kind of intimidated by Keith Lee and all that stuff, but then Karrion Kross was just working on Keith Lee's shoulder for most of the match, and there's not a lot of great spots. I mean, this ran for like 22 minutes. There was just, I like the expression that Keith Lee and Killer Kross were just making, or Karrion Kross was making with each other and all this stuff. I thought it was great, but to me, this was a very piss-poor match. And I know Karrion Kross could do better. I know Keith Lee could do better. But they weren't in sync at all. Again, if this was the main event, I would have saved this for the first match. I did not agree with this. The way it ended and the slowing pace. I know these guys could do more in the ring. You couldn't give me a Keith Lee moonsault? I mean, I remember Keith Lee had a lot more memorable North American Championship moments and all this stuff. Again, his matches with Dominik Dijakovic are 5-star classics. His match with Adam Cole for the Great American Bash on a regular NXT episode was amazing. I gave it a 4.5 out of 10. And well, not 4.5 out of 10, 4.5 out of 5 and all that stuff. But to me, this match, a C. This was average, and you should never have an average for a championship match. And Keith Lee's first title defense? No, it should have been more epic. There should have been different move sets. I mean, granted, there's so much again, people could complain, well, he's just like big as Mark Henry. You can't do a lot. I remember a lot of great matches with Mark Henry as big as him, as big guys like him. I remember Sheamus versus Big Show. Great match. I remember a lot of great matches with the with both Karrion Kross and Keith Lee. I know they could go to the next level, but they never were allowed to. So, in my opinion, NXT Takeover dirty. A lot of missed matches that should not have been around. I say certain results, like if they would have said Keith Lee lost that way, fine. That was the beginning of the match. That was the beginning of the show. At the end of the show, you ended with NXT Takeover like that. The ladder match. I think this taste in my mouth would have kind of went away. But this to me was a mediocre takeover. Just because of how it ended. And the tag team title, not tag team title, but a tag team match was not needed as well. There's a lot of things that were not needed for this NXT match. And certain things that could have been slowed down. You could have took this out. You could have cut down this. You could have not get so many stuff for the headlocks and the shoulder locks. All these superstars working on different submissions and all that stuff. A lot of time just was taken away of just people lying down on the ground, just getting into submissions, and there was not a lot of power moves, high flying moves. I mean, I like action for my wrestling, don't get me wrong. I understand slow-paced matches like the Timothy Thatcher Finn Balor match, but for this match, I know they could go to the next level. I don't know why though they didn't let them go to the next level to improve. But to me, NXT Takeover 30 was just a missed opportunity. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed NXT Takeover 30, but that final match was just this taste in my mouth. So NXT Takeover 30, it was just okay, and that should never ever be something that should be allowed. NXT Takeover should never just be okay. I would just go back to 3 out of the 6 matches over there. I didn't care for the tag team match. I didn't care for the Keith Lee match. It was surprising. Timothy Thatcher match and Finn Balor, that could have been saved for an NXT match and all that stuff. But the ladder match, fantastic. Dakota Kai's best title defense again. Not Dakota Kai. Io Shirai's best title defense against Dakota Kai. Great title defense, great match. I know I'm missing the other match right off my head and all that stuff. Pat McAfee versus Adam Cole. Pretty surprising match, and I had a good time with it. But to me, that ultimate, when I got home and I rushed to see Keith Lee versus Karrion Kross because I was watching it along the way, but I didn't have good signal in my Uber, so I don't know what to say. NXT TakeOver 30, disappointed. So everyone, let me know what y'all think, everyone. Subscribe if you like. Discussion about the comment down below. Let me know. Respect my opinion. I respect yours. What's your personal opinion about WrestleMania and NXT TakeOver 30? You think Karrion Kross should have won the championship? You think Keith Lee should have won it? You think Karrion Kross shouldn't have won it that way? Let me know what y'all think, everyone. It was Jalise. God for everybody. Bye-bye.